You may or may not know that I live with bipolar disorder, and I was diagnosed on January 1st, 2000. What a way to bring in the new millennium. There's so much I could say about my 25-year journey. The main reason I'm sharing today my story publicly is that this coming Sunday is World Bipolar Day, and I've been a mental health advocate since 2014, sharing my story of living with bipolar disorder, living with a mental illness, and I'll be leading a variety of events on World Bipolar Day this coming Sunday. 9 of them are live online, and one of them is in person here in Banff, a Tunnel Mountain walk and talk starting at 1 p.m. And I'll post a link below for all of the World Bipolar Day events I'm leading this year. If you happen to know of anyone living with bipolar disorder anywhere in the world, feel free to share that link with them. And if you happen to live in Banff area and are able to join for the walk and talk on Sunday at 1, please do. So during my bipolar disorder journey, there's so much I could say about that. Essentially, you may not know, bipolar disorder consists of very, very high highs and very low lows. The high highs are essentially living in an alternate reality, and those are known as manic episodes. And in my life, I've had 4 manic episodes, and during all of those, I have been an inpatient in a psychiatric ward. The deep depressions, generally, people aren't necessarily in the psych ward for those. For those deep depressive episodes, I was still living at home. However, I definitely had suicidal thoughts. And you might be wondering, when did that last happen? So my last deep depressive episode was during COVID. That was 2021. And my last manic episode was December of 2013. At that point, I was an inpatient at Rocky View Hospital in Calgary. And when my bipolar diagnosis first came about, at that time I was sleeping 10 to 12 hours a day. I felt like a walking zombie. I could barely think straight. I was very emotional. I had a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, and it was a very, very challenging time of my life. At this time in my life, I'm really grateful to be mentally stable. I definitely still have ups and downs like the average person. However, I don't get the really high highs and the dramatic low lows anymore. And also, pretty well every area of my life is improving. My holistic health is getting better. My close relationships are getting closer and more vulnerable. My spiritual connection is getting even stronger, and my intuition is getting more powerful. And even financially, I'm doing better financially now than I was a few years ago. Emotionally, I'm getting better at handling my emotions and being emotionally resilient, not being as reactive, being more responsive. So in general, my life is getting better. And the reason I share that is, don't get me wrong, I still have things to improve. I am imperfectly perfect, as they say. But I share this message as a potential message of hope for someone out there living with bipolar disorder that is struggling, that does not see any light at the end of the tunnel, that has been told or has been telling themselves that life will be getting worse living with this illness. I think the opposite. Bipolar disorder can be managed, and it's not easy, and it's not a 2-minute a day thing. However, I'm a strong believer, and I feel a lighthouse for people living with bipolar disorder. So I could say a lot more, but I'm keeping this video short today, mainly to share about World Bipolar Day, to share a little bit about my 25-year bipolar disorder journey, and again, to politely ask you if to share this video with anyone you know living with bipolar disorder, someone you know, etc. That would be really appreciated. Thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching this video. create a wonderful rest of your day.